Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Fans of the black and gold, get ready, because today we're diving deep into some game-changing news that could have a massive ripple effect not only on the Steelers, but across the entire AFC North. As we approach the mid-season point of 2025, the Steelers have started off with a promising 2-1 record, which, considering all the changes and challenges they've faced, is pretty solid. But as we all know, in the NFL, things can shift quickly, and sometimes a single move can redefine a team's trajectory for the seasons to come. And this time, that move might be signing Christian Wilkins, a player whose name has been making waves in NFL circles lately. Now I want to set the scene for you. The Steelers' defense, especially their defensive line, has been a bit of a concern so far this season. It's not that they haven't had their moments, but overall, they've struggled to generate the kind of interior pressure that can disrupt opposing offenses. If you look at the stats, it's pretty clear. The Steelers are allowing an average of 386 yards per game, with 139 rushing yards on average every week. That's a lot of yardage to give up, and it's reflected in their points allowed, 27. 9 points per game over their last 10 contests. That's a pretty alarming trend for a team with playoff aspirations, especially in a division full of talented offenses like the AFC North. The main issue, quite frankly, has been their inability to control the line of scrimmage from the inside. Derek Harmon was supposed to be a key piece there, but injuries have really hampered those plans. As a result, the Steelers' front has been more porous than they'd like, and that's a problem when you're facing tough divisional rivals who won't hesitate to exploit those weaknesses. For a team with a storied defensive tradition, this is uncharacteristic, and it's clear that the Steelers need to make a move to shore up that interior line. Enter Christian Wilkins. Now, this is a name that's been generating buzz recently because of a surprising move by the Las Vegas Raiders. Back in July, they released Wilkins, which caught many by surprise. It was reported that the Raiders' decision was partly due to concerns about his commitment to rehab after a foot injury he sustained in his 5th game last season. Wilkins had been placed on injured reserve, ending his season prematurely, and there were whispers that he wasn't giving his rehab the focus it needed. That's a bit of a red flag, but let's not forget that this is a player with a proven track record of being a disruptive force when healthy. Christian Wilkins, for those of you who might not know, is a defensive tackle with a knack for getting after the quarterback and stuffing the run. Throughout his career, he's accumulated a total of 182 pressures and 28 sacks, numbers that speak to his ability to impact games from the interior. Before his injury last season, he was showing signs of returning to that form, with 9 pressures and 2 sacks in his limited appearances. When healthy, Wilkins is a game-changer. His explosiveness, combined with his size and technique, makes him a nightmare for offensive lines to handle. And for the Steelers, adding someone like Wilkins could be just what they need to turn their defensive line from a weak spot into a strength. Now, let's imagine what the Steelers' defensive line would look like with Wilkins in the mix. You already have TJ Watt, one of the most lethal pass rushers in the league, and Cam Hayward, a veteran leader with a relentless motor. Alex Highsmith has been emerging as a solid edge rusher as well. But where they've been missing that true interior disruptor, Wilkins could step right in and fill that void. His presence would not only help clog running lanes, but also free up the outside rushers to get after the quarterback more frequently. That combination could be a nightmare for opposing offenses, especially in a division where teams like the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens have potent rushing attacks and dynamic quarterbacks. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is Wilkins really the right fit? Well, considering his skill set, his resume, and the desperate need for interior presence, it makes a lot of sense. The Steelers are a team that prides itself on strong defense, physicality, and relentless pursuit of the ball. Bringing in Wilkins could be the spark they need to elevate their game to the next level. Plus, playing alongside a formidable group like Watt, Hayward, and Highsmith, Wilkins would have the best possible environment to showcase his talents once again. It's all about the right situation, and Pittsburgh might just be that place for him. Of course, it's not just about filling a roster spot. This move could have a broader impact on the division and even the playoff picture. If Wilkins can return to his pre-injury form and provide the interior disruption the Steelers desperately need, it could translate into fewer yards allowed, more turnovers, and, most importantly, more wins. And when your defense is clicking, it takes a lot of pressure off your offense, allowing your quarterback and skill players to play more freely and aggressively. Speaking of the quarterback, Kenny Pickett has been showing flashes of promise this season. He's been growing into his role, making smart decisions and showing leadership. But he needs that defense to be stout, to give him the confidence to take chances and lead game-winning drives. The addition of Wilkins could be exactly what the Steelers need to solidify that side of the ball, making them a more well-rounded and dangerous team as the season progresses. It's about that balance: offense, defense, special teams, and right now, their defense needs a boost. Now, let's also consider the bigger picture. The AFC North is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in recent memory. The Bengals, Ravens, and Browns all have their strengths, and every game is a battle. Pittsburgh, with a strong defense, can stay competitive and even dominate if they make the right moves. If they land Wilkins, it could serve as a catalyst for a surge that propels them deep into the playoffs. Remember, this team has a rich history of building formidable defenses, and adding a player like Wilkins aligns perfectly with that ethos. It's a move that says, we're here to contend, and we're willing to do what it takes. And let's not forget about the mental aspect. The Steelers are a proud franchise with a culture built on resilience, toughness, and execution. Bringing in someone with Wilkins' talent and pedigree signals that they're serious about getting back to that elite level. It also sends a message to the rest of the division that the Steelers are reloading and ready to fight tooth and nail for every inch on that field. Now, I want to pause here for a second. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Because folks, this move could be the kind of catalyst that turns around their season, that redefines their defensive identity, and that pushes them into serious playoff contention. It's not just about filling a roster spot, it's about making a statement. Looking ahead, the Steelers are going to face some tough opponents, and the game plans will need to adapt. Defensive coordinators will have to account for Wilkins' presence, which could open up opportunities for the other pass rushers and create more chaos for offenses trying to establish a rhythm. The coaching staff has shown they're willing to make bold moves when necessary, and acquiring Wilkins might just be the boldest move yet this season. And let's talk about the fans for a moment. Every Steelers supporter knows that defense has been the backbone of the franchise. The steel curtain, the relentless pursuit, the physicality, this is what Steelers football is all about. Bringing in Wilkins would rekindle that spirit and remind everyone that this team is still built on that gritty, tough identity. It's about winning games, but also about doing it the Steelers' way: hard, aggressive, and relentless. Now, for the division rivals, this is a warning shot. A Steelers team with Wilkins on the interior is a team that's serious about contending. It's a statement that they're not just trying to get by. They're here to compete at the highest level and make a deep playoff run. The AFC North just got a lot more interesting, and fans should buckle up because the upcoming games could feature even more intense battles with this new piece in place. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize how pivotal this potential signing could be for the Steelers' season. It's a move that combines strategic necessity with the opportunity to elevate the entire team's performance. And if they manage to bring Wilkins into the fold, it could be the difference maker in a division that's already stacked with talent. The Steelers have always been about resilience and adaptability, and this move underscores that philosophy perfectly. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you think Wilkins is the missing piece? Are you excited about what this could mean for the rest of the season? I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Remember, your support means everything, so make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow fans. Together, we keep the spirit alive and loud. Thanks for being here, and as always, let's go Steelers!